pulled him close. "As soon as I find my phone, we'll get out of here. I know it's under there. Don't worry, buddy," he whimpered. Headlights bobbed in my rearview mirror and came to a stop right behind us. It was either a Good Samaritan or a killer. As far as I was concerned, there wasn't anything in between. As a television producer of true crime for over a decade, I had a chronic inability to believe it was ever the former. I set Huckleberry back on his seat, confirmed the doors were locked, and grabbed the ice scraper from the small back seat. It wasn't much of a weapon. Someone knocked on the driver's side window. I jumped, and Huckleberry yipped in excitement. He'd been frightened just a moment ago, and now he seemed perfectly at ease. He wagged his curled tail back and forth. This told me it was friend, not foe, at the window. I dared to look. A man stood there holding a flashlight. He wore a navy blue paramedic ski jacket and a matching navy blue stocking cap on his head, and he was smiling. Of all the people in Cherry Glen, of course, it would be firefighter Quinn Killian, who just happened to drive by when I was in a predicament. I groaned, but not because Quinn wasn't capable of helping me. He was probably the most capable EMT and fireman in the Glen, as the locals called our town. He'd spent most of his firefighting career working in Detroit, Michigan's largest city. He was also a close neighbor to the farm I shared with my dad. And when I say close, I mean a couple of miles away. We were in farm country, after all. It was just plain embarrassing to think of the number of times I had humiliated myself in front of Quinn since I'd moved back home from L.A. I'd only been back 6 months, and it seemed like I was going for some kind of record to make myself look like a fool in front of this handsome man. His handsomeness was just a statement of fact, such as the sky was blue or my face was bright red. He was clean-shaven and always well-groomed, even when he was out of uniform. Years of athletics and working a physically demanding job kept him in amazing shape. I couldn't see his hair now, but I knew it was brown and slowly fading into gray. I would even venture to say he was more handsome as a distinguished grown man than he ever had been as a high school athlete. But like I said, my recognition of this was purely observational. Quinn knocked on the window again. "Shiloh, open up. Are you okay?" I rolled down the window, and when I say rolled down the window, that was exactly what I meant. I cranked on the lever by the door. My dad's truck was so old it didn't have power windows. However, it did have a really sweet tape deck. I smiled. "Quinn, fancy meeting you here tonight. Out for a night drive in the snow?" "I take it you and Huckleberry are all right. You wouldn't be cracking jokes if Huckleberry was hurt." "Huckleberry is fine, if not a little bewildered by what happened. As for me, the only thing injured is my pride." I let out a breath. "But I am grateful you happened by."
"So am I. When I saw the truck on the side of the road, I knew you or Sully had to be in it. You need to be more careful on these icy roads. What if there'd been oncoming traffic? You could have been killed like
Logan," he was about to say. Not only had Logan been my fiancé, but he had been Quinn's best friend. I didn't need Quinn to remind me of what happened. I knew all too well. I hit a patch of black ice and the truck spun out, and you know I would never let Dad behind the wheel on a night like this. Since Thanksgiving, Cherry Glen had been in a constant state of on and off again snow. So far, I'd been able to drive my father everywhere he needed to be, or found someone to give him a ride. My spare driver was usually my cousin Stacy or Quinn.
"I'm really glad you weren't hurt. I don't know how I'd explain it to Hazel if something happened to you. She would hold me accountable."
Hazel was Quinn's 12-year-old daughter and my partner in crime when it came to solving a 2-decade-long mystery at Bellamy Farm, which I co-owned with my father. "I'm fine," I said brightly. "And I think the truck is fine, too. It's just stuck. Can you pull me out? I need to get to town."